What's up everybody? I'm the Idaho Rifleman, and today we're going to be talking about Cyelee Optics. Cyelee reached out to me a couple weeks ago and offered to send me a either red or green dot optic for review. So I chose the Chameleon green dot. We're going to be talking about that today, and I'm going to give you my fair and honest review of the product. We'll go and we'll head over to the range here. We'll put some shots through it. I'll give you an overview and a rundown of it. It's a pretty neat optic. It's designed for people with astigmatism, has an 8 MOA dot, and I'll show you all of that here at the range. Mags out, firearms clear. This is the Cyelee Chameleon G-SRS8. It is an 8 MOA dot, and it's designed for people with astigmatism. You can get this in either red or green dot. The intensity buttons are recessed on the side, so decrease intensity on the right, increase intensity on the left. They are, like I said, recessed, so they're not easy to bump and change your settings while they're in the holster. This also does feature 2 night vision settings as well as 8 daylight settings. This is RMR cut and will fit, it fits my Beretta APX with the Beretta adapter. Any firearm that is RMR cut on the slide, this will direct mount to the slide as well. You have 1 MOA adjustments, you have elevation and then windage. The glass itself is 1.04 inches by 0.89 inches, and it appears to be very clear to me. Picking this up, I can see through it very easily. So we'll see when we get out to the range here in a little bit how it looks, but so far it seems very promising. Something I love is that the battery is actually on top, so you can access that without having to unmount and re-zero your optic every time you need to change the battery. The battery will last up to 50,000 hours on the lowest settings. This has 8 daylight settings and 2 night vision settings on the intensity. And the optic itself is IPX7 water resistant, which means it'll withstand water immersion of 1 meter for up to 30 minutes. Now, the IPX7 rating is for water only. It doesn't include dust or any solid particles getting into it, but as far as water resistancy, it's supposed to withstand 1 meter of submersion for up to 30 minutes. Here is a view looking down the dot. So we're going to adjust this on the camera and increase the intensity so you can see the brightness change. So that's cycling through the view just so you can see the different focus. So now we've talked about it, you've gotten to actually see down the sight and see how it looks. So let's take it up to the range and we'll see how it performs. I've got a Champion 5-circle target set up at 5 yards. I'm going to put 3 rounds into the center target to confirm my 0 and see how quickly this optic picks up from a draw. The dot picks up very nicely, and we look like we're pretty decent on 0. I'm going to do 3 more just to confirm. Zero looks good. We're going to transition into some drills. First drill we're going to run is a Mozambique. It's 6 shots into the lower right target as quickly as I can get them off. Now, I don't have a shot timer, but what I'll do is I'll punch in a time clock into the video. That was a terrible draw on my part. 6 shots, only 2 of them are actually within the ring. The dot was very easy to see. It's been a minute since I've run drills, so that's definitely a reflection on me as a shooter. Now we're going to run a Mozambique drill. It's going to be 2 to the lower left target, 1 to the upper left target. Two lower were a little lower than I would like. The upper left target, pretty spot on. I'm going to run it one more time just for effect. A little better on that one. For the last drill, I'm going to do draw, 1 shot, reholster, draw, 1 shot, reholster, and I'll do that 5 times. Just nice and slow and consistent. I will never advocate for shooting without eye protection. I've seen what can happen firsthand. Just wear your eyes. You only get 1 set of them. Protect them at all costs. That being said, don't do this at home. I am going to do 5 shots without eyes because in the vast majority of self-defense situations you may find yourself in, you're not going to have eye protection on unless you normally wear reading glasses. That's the off though. So I'm going to do 5 shots without eyes just to see how this optic functions and how it picks up without any kind of covering. Definitely much clearer. Very clean, very easy to pick up. Great picture. Yeah, don't shoot without your eye protection. Once again, clear and empty. We're back in from the range now, and I gotta say I'm really impressed with this optic. The glass is clear, the dot's easy to pick up and see running the different drills. I never had trouble seeing the dot. We won't talk about my skill as a shooter because, well, we're talking about the dot. We're gonna keep this about the dot. I'm very impressed. It seems to be holding up pretty well. I'm going to keep it on the pistol for a while longer, and I'm going to run some more videos with it and some more shooting tests. We'll put it really through some paces here coming up and see how that works out and how it holds up. I've also got a RMR to Picatinny adapter, so I am going to throw this on my rifle and we'll run some rifle drills with it as well. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, overall, I'm pretty impressed. That's going to wrap up this week's episode of Idaho Rifleman, my review of the Cyelee Optic Chameleon. Just to recap again, this optic was provided to me by Cyelee Optics. They reached out and asked if I would prefer a red dot or a green dot and if I'd be willing to do a video on it. I did agree to do the video, and I chose the green dot optic. I really like the way green presents itself and how easy it is to pick up. The optic itself seems to be very durable. I'm happy with it, and I'm going to keep using it for as long as I possibly can. And I'm going to put it through the paces. Just an initial video. I really like it. I do think it's a good optic, but I want to give you guys the most honest and fair review that I possibly can. So you've seen the initial video now. I'm going to keep testing it out and see what I think of it over time, and I will give that back to you because I do value honesty above all else. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, found it interesting and informative. Be sure to give it a like, leave a comment down below. Check out the Idaho Rifleman on Facebook and Instagram. Somewhere around 95 to 97% of my viewers are not subscribed, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd reach down, hit that subscribe button. It should also be right over here on the side of the video. As always, I hope you all have a fantastic week. Take care, stay safe, and God bless. We'll see you next time here on Idaho Rifleman.